pretty distressing, isn't it? That nowadays it's a custom to lie, to cheat, to keep secrets from those you love. But most importantly, we are required to lie in a place of professionalism. Getting a job at these harsh times is near impossible without really high achievements. Let me go over this again.
Hello there.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. You must be the great Mr. Khan.
That's correct.
So Mr. Khan, we're gonna start off with some simple questions. Is that okay?
That's fine.
So, where do you currently reside?
In Markham, Ontario.
And where are you born?
In Toronto. Wait, actually, Montreal, Quebec.
You must speak French then.
Oui. That means yes, right?
How old are you?
23. Let's make that 27.
Where did you complete your undergraduate?
I didn't. At the University of Western Ontario.
And your master's?
What's that? Well, none other than the University of Toronto.
Have you ever been involved in any illegal drugs?
No, sir.
Can you tell me about some of your previous work experiences?
Sure. Before 2009, I was working part-time jobs, restaurants here and there. But when 2009 rolled around, I decided I wanted a job. I wanted to start my career, and luckily I got hired into a law firm just near Wellington and Yonge Street.
Isn't that the Lincoln Law Firm?
That's correct.
Wow, that's impressive. That's the kind of experience we're looking for at this firm. So now we're going to move on to some personal questions. Is that okay?
That's great.
Can you tell me about a time where you did a good deed?
There was this one time where I was walking down the street, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw some people fight. It was between two guys, and the argument was about money or something. I'm not sure. Never got the full details, but I went in there and I stopped the fight. In doing so, I actually broke my nose, and well, even though it hurt, I believe it was worth it.
Are you okay now?
I'm perfectly fine. Thanks for asking. I broke his jaw in 2 places and fractured his skull. He owed me money, but he certainly didn't deserve that. He had to stay in the hospital for 8 months. But I realized my mistake, and that makes me a good person, right?
So, you're a bright man. You made great impressions on people. You must have a lot of friends. Can you tell me about the relationship you have with your friends, maybe in your teen years, and how you've benefited from it?
In high school, I had a best friend named Zaid. I was a very lonely guy and very quiet to myself, which made me a big target for bullies. So I got bullied a lot, and Zaid was there to help me. Over the years, we grew further and further apart, until one day he messaged me saying he needed help with some problem of his, and I was there to help him just like he was there to help me. The first part of this is true, but we never grew apart. We stuck to each other like glue. I was a stupid teen doing stupid stuff at that age. We take everything for granted, especially in our teen years. He did try to reach out to me once. It was very implicit though, and he didn't speak out loud. One thing we did have in common, we didn't have any mothers. Mine died when I was 2, and his mom ran away after his birth. His dad was very abusive, and Zaid was actually a very fragile guy as well. He even came to school one day with bruises all over his body. He could barely walk, and just to get away from his father. I slowly fell into the hands of drug addiction, and his situation only grew stronger. It was clear to me he couldn't handle it anymore, but I was blind.
Today, you were far away, and I didn't ask you
He
why.
killed himself. He slit his wrist the right way too. The thing that I regret the most
What
was not reaching
did
back
I
out to
say?
him. I could never forgive myself for that. But Zayd
I
would.
was far away.
That was a very touching story. Our law firm is actually very small. We normally rely on families and friends' support. Can you tell me about the family and friends you have in your life and how they support you?
Well, actually, I was an orphan. I was taken into a nice foster family that took care of me. They're the only ones that I have, and I'm still close to them till this day. I didn't have much of a mother growing up, and my father, he wasn't really there for me. My dad, he was always at work. I didn't even know what he did. When I did see him, it was usually with other people, and those people referred to him as the great Mr. Khan. The great Mr. Khan, the great Mr. Khan. I didn't get close to my father until he was on his deathbed. He had to stop his work because of it. He told me about his childhood also, and how he grew up in a poor family. He told me to be sincere in all my actions. Before dying, my father begged. He begged for forgiveness. He said sorry for not being there. He said that it was because of me that he did it, that he worked all this time. It was for me. It didn't make sense. You couldn't be a good man and just die like this. The world isn't sincere, Mr. Khan.
Mr. Khan? They'll see you now.
Great, Mr. Khan. The world relies on sincere people like us. He cried hard when he asked me for forgiveness. There was no way he could have been lying, and there was no reason to. He was a dead man anyway. But I think my dad's only wish was for me to grow up to become a great person, a sincere person.
Hey, are you awake? Yeah, I'm right here. What can I ask you? About today?